Okay, homework 1.2. We continued our discussion today about similar figures. So yesterday we said that two figures were similar if they had the same shape but were different sizes. Today we learned the rubber band method on how to make a similar shape from a shape. So given one shape, use a rubber band method to make another shape. So that's what question 3 was about. You were given this one shape and you needed to use the rubber band to make it another shape. So we did those in class. I'm going to just jump to the bottom to show you mine. If you were right-handed and you had the paper taped to the right, your figure would have come over here. If you were left-handed and you had your figure taped to the left, it would have come over here. And ideally, if you did it right, your shape should be twice the size as the original. So going to answer those questions, scrolling back up, how did the side lengths of the original figure compare to the side lengths of the new image? The new length should be 2, which is we're going to refer to as scale factor, times the original length. So if your original square was 1 inch, your new one should be 2 inches. How does the perimeter of the original figure compare to the perimeter of the image? Again, should be 2 times, which is the scale factor, times the perimeter. How do the angles differ between the original and your new image? They should stay the same because they have the same shape, which means they should have the same angles. Same shape. So if you have the same shape, you have the same angles. How does the area change? This is one that's a little trickier. So the perimeter is doubled. If you think of a square that's 1 inch on each side, its perimeter is 4. If you make a new square that's 2 on each side, its perimeter is 2, 4, 6, 8. Area is different. You're going from a 1 by 1 with an area of 1 to a 2 by 2, which is an area of 4. If you don't believe me, you can kind of draw it into a square, and maybe we'll do this in class tomorrow, but the new area will be 4 times bigger than the original, or twice the scale factor. Really the scale factor squared. Okay, then I threw in some problems just to do some review on our percent, sales tax, all that kind of stuff. So 14, 25% of 120. I looked at this one and said 25% of 120 is 1/4 of 120, which is 120 divided by 4. So it's 30. You also could have used a calculator and done 25 hundredths times 120. 80% of 120 is a couple ways you could have done this. Again, you could just done 8/10 times 120 to give you 96. Or you can say 10% of 120. 80%, oh, I did 10%, sorry, I should have been 12. So 10%, we'll just fix that right there. 10% is 12, and then 8, because you have 80%, 8 times 12 is 96. 120% of 80, if you had 1.2 times 80, 100% is 80, 20% is 16, so 80 plus 16 is 96. 70% of 150, just do 0.7 times 150, or again, I thought of it as 50% of 150 plus 20% of 150, which I could do pretty easily, which is 75 plus 30, or 105 is your right answer. 150% of 200, 100% of 200 is 200, and then 50% of that would be half, or 100. So it's 200 plus 100, or 300. And then 200% of 150, well, 200% just means it's twice as big. So 2 times 150 is 300. So 300 is your answer for that one. And I guess I'll throw in my secret word right now. And hopefully I'm not jinxing anything, but let's say snow day. Snow day is our secret word for this homework assignment. The last ones were multiple choice, but you still should have had some work to help you figure out if your answers were right or not. What is 5% sales tax on $14? Well, that's just 5%, or 5 hundredths times 14, which is 70 tenths, which is choice B. 16, what is 15% tip on a $25.50 dinner? I, again, to make it a little bit easier, said that 15% is 10% plus 5%, so 10% is $2.55. Half of that is at 1 in 275 thousandths, which ends up to be 3 in 825, which would round up to 3 in 83 cents, $3.83. You could have also just used a calculator. 17, what's 28% tax on a $600,000 cash price? So if you win $600,000, but you have to pay 28% sales tax on it, then you're going to end up paying about $168,000. Isn't that crazy? So that's about right, because 28% is close to 1/4, or 25%. So the way to check your answer is 1/4 of 600,000 would be 300 would be half of that's 150. So this is pretty close, so that is definitely the right answer. And our last one is 18. What is the 7 and 6,500 Social Security Medicare tax and a paycheck of 430? You could do this off on the side, or I'll let you use a calculator, but it's 0.0765. Remember, you're moving the decimal to the left twice. So 7 and 6,500% is 0.0765 times the 430 gives you 32 and 895 thousandths. So that's homework 1.2. It was just reviewing how to use the rubber band method and some quick percent and sales tax. See you in class.